Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of Critical Twits. Today we're going to be talking about Dragonmeet, which is a gaming convention that happens once a year in London, that Aaron and I visited a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Colin didn't because he's boring and he has to work and stuff.
I do.
It's so dull. But you did go last year. So
I did.
You're aware of the concept.
Yes.
Now, at Dragonmeet, as well as being a board game convention, you also get to meet a dragon, hence the name. Colin, last year, when you met the dragon, what did he say?
He was asthmatic.
He was actually, yeah.
Asthmatic dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Puff.
Puff the magic dragon.
That's initially what I was thinking.
A little book about him as a kid, he signed it for me.
Yeah, so did I. Puff the Magic Dragon. That's the true thing.
Genuinely.
Asthmatic, you got a little... when you...
What?
It's about a dragon who can't breathe fire.
Yeah.
Because he's got asthma.
Did you get the audio
Really?
tapes?
Yeah.
I got the audio... Yeah, I
Is that
listened...
because you can't read, Colin?
No, I got the book and the audio tape. The audio tapes I listened to at night. I quite like the stories. Because
Yeah,
didn't
they're
he
really
have a
nice.
cousin who was also asthmatic? And he didn't take his inhaler, and so he found it really hard to breathe and couldn't play football. And in the end, he learned his lesson to take his inhaler.
Sorry, you've actually completely blown my mind. I thought this might just be an interesting, fun, little silly thing to make something
We
up.
got to meet him, so it was really nice.
Yeah.
You know, shake his
Wow.
claw.
Is he like retired now, or is he like one of those actors that used to be on Star Trek in the late 80s, who now turns up at conventions, everyone calls them by the character name, and no one knows who they really are. Perhaps they run an internet-based gaming program. That's really mean.
Yes.
Yes.
We've completely blown your mind, haven't we?
So this dragon,
Yeah.
was this on the NHS?
Yeah.
Is this what my parents' tax money was paying for?
Yeah, I got diagnosed
Oh, 'cause
as
they just spent
asthmatic.
it on
They gave
booze.
me the brown and blue inhaler, and they gave me... Oh, God. Oh, God. And then they gave me the book and the audio tapes.
Okay. And so he was a dragon that couldn't breathe fire, but I assume
Or do much of anything.
He couldn't do it. He was asthmatic, so he couldn't do anything. Yeah, it was very, very tough for him.
Okay. And then he took his inhaler and he was fine?
Well, he took the blue inhaler first, and he was fine for a little while, but then he got worse. So they put him on the brown inhaler, and then he was fine.
And then he got worse again, and then Timmy had to take him round behind the shed and shoot him. Because he's my dragon, Pop, I'll do it. That's old Yeller, isn't it?
They started introducing more intravenous drugs, hence the famous, songs about Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yes,
Chasing
the dragon.
Yeah.
Because that kills us.
Wow.
Apparently.
Well, I always thought we could have like a whimsical, silly 2-minute introduction. Instead, a glimpse into the nightmare that was 1980s healthcare.
I quite like the audio tapes. I thought they were very good.
Wow.
That made me feel a lot better about myself.
I listen to them every night, I think, for about a month.
I'm just making a note. I'm going to go and listen to these.
Yeah, Puff the Magic.
Puff the asthmatic dragon. Asthmatic dragon. Live
could play
by the
sports
sea.
afterwards.
Because it was good for his bronchial tubes.
Wasn't one of their sports who could breathe the biggest
Smoke rings.
smoke rings?
Yes.
That was one of their
Yeah.
sports. And he couldn't do it initially because
okay.
he was asthmatic.
Yeah.
One of their sports was blowing smoke rings.
Well,
Are they like...
I mean, it's the 1980s. They're probably expecting us to be smoking by the time we were 9, 10.
Yeah.
So they
I
just
was
introduced
raised in
us.
Breton. They did just consider he's obviously a smoker.
We knew it was bad for us even in the 80s, right?
We knew it was bad for us in the 40s.
We just...
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one told anyone.
No one cared.
No. Excellent. That is not at all where I thought that opening bit would go. I thought you were going to say he sent you on a quest, or you had to battle him in some
you
fashion.
said
It's not very fair. He's an asthmatic dragon. You're not going to beat him up.
To be honest,
Why would you
though,
beat up an asthmatic dragon?
because I'm a low-level adventurer and I need the XP, all
It's
right?
really hard. Is it even worth the XP?
Yeah. Are the inhalers worth anything
Surely
on
you-
medieval
Right,
markets?
you two are asthmatic, but I think if I murdered you, I'd learn something from the experience.
No.
That it's really easy to murder asthmatics.
That's still worth something, isn't it?
I think you lose XP.
All knowledge is valuable,
Didn't we
surely.
decide you were a neutral good character, so obviously murdering both of us, you'd lose XP.
No, you said I was
You
evil.
said I was evil, you were neutral good.
I said you were evil.
You said I was evil.
I said you were neutral good.
See, I obviously knew he was going to murder us in a fit of XP
Yeah, I changed my
gathering.
mind now. You definitely are evil if you
To be
run
honest,
around
if-
murdering asthmatics.
If I walked round life and there was a little bar bar that was like XP, and I thought I was really close to the end of the bar.
Yeah.
And maybe I was walking down the street and someone like cut me up on a bicycle, or we were driving and someone cut us up on a bicycle. It's happened not an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Without any lights.
Yeah.
Drunk on a bike. You'd find it really hard not to try and mine some XP, would you? You'd be like, because I'll level up, I'll get all my hit points back, maybe recharge my abilities, and I could escape.
Yeah.
Is that not how real life works?
I thought it always did.
I'm just going to go get the schizophrenia medication. Bear with me.
No, that where I'd be imagining things. It's just homicidal rage. Slightly different. Yes, so no, there isn't a real dragon at Dragonmeet. It's just a joke name. People.
Brian killed it.
I am actually disappointed every year when we turn up and there's not even a big, massive picture of a dragon.
There should be a dragon.
There's some dragon symbols places, and there's a dragon on the cover of the programme.
Yeah, I know, but I want
He's not
life-size.
Okay.
And he's not a friendly asthmatic dragon, so...
Yeah.
I feel like you're labelling this dragon. I think he's more than his asthma.
Not according to the NHS.
No, he was just his asthma.
I feel a bit sad for him. It's like he's been told he's asthmatic, therefore he's not going to be able to do things. And then you've got labelling theory that says, of course, he won't even try.
Yeah.
Well, he did try. That was the point.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. He did go out there and he did it.
He broke the self-fulfilling prophecy, and
he did.
Yeah.
Was he a sad fat dragon with no friends?
No, he did have friends.
Did he have friends?
He was sad and fat, though.
He was sad. He was slightly rotund. Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Maybe his friends were imaginary. Maybe he was schizophrenic.
Quite, yeah.
Maybe we weren't on asthmatic medication. Maybe we were on schizophrenic medication.
So yes, Dragonmeet. Dragonmeet is a convention that happens every year. It's run by the lovely people at Modiphius.
Yes.
Who is it?
Yes, who publish Mutant Year Zero that we talked about in quite a lot of detail. They publish Mindjammer that we picked up. We're probably going to talk about a little bit. We haven't actually started playing it because our DM got confused and told us to make the world up for him. No, we just need to. We haven't started yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah.
Colin's kind of doing television.
So you've not really heard anything about it.
So we'll try and
spiel that we had at Dragonmeet that made me go, I could be a living spaceship.
All I've heard is it's sci-fi and you can be a spaceship.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we know about it.
And then I made a joke about being a gun. But yeah, you can be a gun. I was making a bad joke, Rob.
Should we talk about Mindjammer then?
Well, no, I just thought I was trying to introduce what we were going on. So they also publish Actum Cthulhu.
Yes, which is quite interesting. I suppose we've not picked that up yet. But
I tried to in the auction at the end, and then I got outbid.
By the table
Bid
people
more,
who
Brian.
were arguing amongst themselves.
No, I got outbid by the man who appeared to have £1 million in his pocket, sat on his own, just quietly outbidding everyone. But it's fine because it was for charity. So the fact that the charity got more money and I just had no games to play, I was a sad fat dragon with no friends. No, it was absolutely fine. But yes, they run the event, but they invite lots and lots of different people to come down. There's a huge trade hall. There's some seminars. There's some gaming rooms. There's lots of sort of demo games that you can play.
Yeah.
And I had an absolutely wonderful day. Apart from about 10 minutes when we went to get lunch when I was really grumpy for no reason, so apologies. I was a bit tired.
Yeah, well, we hadn't eaten. KFC had disappeared.
Yeah, the KFC nearby had turned into a chicken palace.
Yeah.
Well, that's just with fish.
With fish, yeah. You weren't even there.
No, but you told me already.
Yeah, because it was weird.
Yeah. I think it's the first thing you said to me when I saw you afterwards. When they sold fish at a chicken palace.
It wasn't chicken palace, chicken cottage.
Chicken cottage, yes.
Which is more rural and...
Yeah. In the centre of London.
You get your Happy Meal box and the top of it's thatched. You don't get a toy, you just get...
It's not deep fried, it's smoked chicken.
Smoked chicken, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I smoked a chicken. That made no sense. Yes, so, we spent the whole day there. It was good. You weren't able to come because you're rubbish, Colin. So feel free to chuck in some observations from the year before or to ask us any questions.
Yes.
We found a new game to play, first of all. A new, quite involved game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I did.
But my brain went, what the hell are you talking about? We played lots of games.
Yeah.
We bought lots of games. Oh, yeah, that one that we really liked.
Yeah. Well, you tell me, because you might be thinking of a different one.
Guild Ball?
Yes, Guild Ball.
Yay!
So, Colin, you explain to the people at home what Guild Ball is.
Fantastic. I wasn't there, but I have played a game of Guild Ball and watched a game of Guild Ball while also playing Bloodborne. Not at the same time, because that would make me a Bloodborne genius.
Well, to be honest with you, in the time it took us to play that game of Guild Ball, which wasn't that long, you'd managed to clear your way through most of the start of the game and get to the new DLC section.
Yeah, you're like the Rain Man of Bloodborne. I remember saying to you guys, I reckon it'd take about 3 or 4 hours, and it took me about 4 hours to go from the beginning of New Game Plus to being able to unlock the DLC. It took you how long, Colin?
Was it 40 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to stab you. It was really upsetting. Although I have since learned that I was trying to parry with the wrong gun, apparently.
No, you can parry with it.
You can
It's just
parry with
harder.
Yeah, which is why I never
The reason
wanted
for
to
it, I was
try.
actually going to tell you this, and we'll have to edit this all out, I'm
No,
sure.
we'll keep it in.
But when you parry with a pistol rather than a blunderbuss, a lot of the enemy's attacks, they twist their bodies.
Okay.
So like the big trolls, they twist their bodies as they
Okay.
swing. So you fire a shot as they twist, so the bullet goes straight past them.
I always hit them.
Or it hits kind of
Or
the
it-
non-critical
Yeah.
areas.
Whereas
Okay.
when you use a blunderbuss, although you have to press it about half a second quicker than you would with a pistol.
Oh, God.
Because it's
I'm gonna die.
Because it's a spray, it will hit them.
Yeah.
I haven't been hit by a troll in this playthrough yet.
I haven't been able to parry a troll since I picked the game back up again after a 2.5 break. 3-month break.
Oh dear.
Quite a long
Yeah.
break.
But then
We need to...
I did learn parrying from Dark Souls and just kind of kept on with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't very good at parrying in Dark Souls, and I picked it up quite well with the blunderbuss, so,
Okay.
you know,
I just need to retrain myself.
Gammy Hand Aaron can do it, you surely should be able to.
Well, I've got a broken thumb now because I got attacked by a door. So
Maybe it'll help, you never know.
Yeah.
that's not even my parrying hand. I'll be fine.
It will set off your defensive needs.
I won't be able to do the visceral attack, but I'll be able to parry them and then
Watch them kneel on the
Hit
floor.
them
And then-
3 times.
swap between the two different weapon types at them really quickly while they're kneeling on the floor. Yay!
Yeah, you can do that.
Life is good. Or I could charge my tonitrus. 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 Tonitrus.
I only use.
How's that pronounced?
I only use the Holy
Tonitrus.
Blade.
Send us a sound file of that being pronounced correctly and win a prize.
I thought it was Tonitrus.
We're going to get stuck on this for 20 minutes, let's move on.
Tonitrus.
So Guild Ball.
Guild Ball, not
easy to
Bloodborne at all.
pronounce.
No parrying. Guild Ball is, for those of you,
Sorry, that was about an hour ago.
I'm actually trying to think how to describe it.
It's
Blood Bowl with football.
Yes, there you go. Or soccer for those of you in the States,
Soccer.
which you're wrong, by the way. It's football. It's very similar. Yeah, it's very similar to Bloodborne. It's very similar to Blood Bowl, with the mechanics of Malifaux, in that characters can do 97 different things.
Yeah, so you've got your teams are it's sort of a medieval fantasy setting. So there's some magic, but it's not really high magic.
No.
You don't have sort of elves and orcs and things like that. You do have some people that might not be human.
Yeah.
Like the
Yes.
fishermen have Siren, who appears to actually be a siren that they
fished out.
collected.
the same
Yeah.
with the big guy whose name I've completely forgotten.
Who looks like an ogre.
Yeah.
Kraken.
Kraken, yes. That's right. It's some form of fishy name.
Yes.
Cod, no.
Not as scary, is it?
No.
Bring cod on.
Yes. So yes, sea bass is another fish. Sorry. So yeah, you've got these different guilds in this sort of medieval fantasy world that play, and it's football, but it's old-fashioned football. It's mob football, as they call it. So it's the football that was played between
two villages,
where you were allowed to take one pointed stick with you to defend yourself.
King could take a sword.
Yes. So there's a football. It's kicked from one team to the other to start the game, and then they run around trying to score goals, or they can gain points by beating up the other team. You don't kill them, you take them out. You've got these guilds, so you've got the Fisherman's Guild, who are slippery customers. They're all about moving quickly, passing the ball, scoring lots of goals. Like the Butcher's Guild are all about beating people up. You've got brewers who
are good at knocking people down and setting them on fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Union who are good at lots of different things. They have characters who do everything.
Yeah, they seem to be like they've pulled in from all the different teams.
all the different guilds.
Yeah, that's what they're, the union. They're like a unification.
Oh, it's in the name.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Engineers who use constructs made of wood.
Yeah.
Don't really understand that bit.
No. Well, I mean, it kind of fits.
No.
I like that.
No.
No, it's kind of like a bit Pinocchio.
No.
Yeah.
I am a real boy, a little wooden boy.
No.
No?
No, you're wrong.
No? Okay. Well, you've depressed me now, Colin. So you've got these different guilds. They, as Colin said, it plays a bit like Malifaux in that you've got quite a lot of options.
Yeah.
It's a little bit War Machine in that you've got a pool of influence that you dish out. So the more influence you give to one person, the more they can do, but the less you've got for your other team. So there's kind of a resource managing thing that I quite like.
Yeah.
What I quite like is when you play something like War Machine, you've got a huge army, and this is only 6 people aside.
Yeah.
Although you can have more and then pick and choose the right ones for who you're playing. You try to plan ahead, so you go, haha, this guy's going to do stuff. I'm going to give him loads of stuff. And then the other person gets to move a model first, and then you move, and they might move who you were going to charge out the way. And then you go, that guy's got all the influence and no one to hit.
He's just going to run around in the field doing nothing.
Yeah, and it's cool. I liked it because it was really chaotic. You try to plan ahead, but because when you play a game like Blood Bowl, you move your entire team. So you go, I'm going to do this, then this, then this, and then I'll do the risky bit that might flip over possession or something like that.
Yeah.
In this, it's just back and forth. You have turns, so every model has to act, and then you go to the next turn. But your plans can change. You might get a lucky bounce from the ball.
As I recall from Aaron, an extremely lucky bounce.
That made me sad.
It wasn't a lucky bounce, it was terrible kicking out. Not my fault. Your fans were rubbish and kicked the ball too.
Yeah, so when a goal is scored, the fans behind the goal run out and boot it, and you get to kind of essentially pass it to one of your own players if they're nearby, and they've got to try and catch it and such like. So I booted it to my really quick, super swift moving guy. Then the turn ended. Then you got first go, and then
my
you
super swift take the ball
who
off
just scored.
Yeah.
Who punched him in the face, nicked the ball, and scored again. You had no points at that point.
Yeah.
Made me sad. Basically, you play until you get 4 points for a goal, 2 points for knocking someone out, and a full game is first to 12.
Yes.
So it's 3-0 or knock 6 people out, or kind of a combination of those.
Yeah.
And we played a demo game, a little 3-on-3 game.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was fun.
Which is what I've also played.
You played a. When did you play? A demo game? When was this?
Last week.
Yeah, it was just pretty.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we did play a little game, didn't we? Sorry, I forgot.
I count that as a demo game. I want to join in with the conversation.
With the exception to playing a different team against a different team.
Yeah.
It was the fishermen versus the butchers in our demo game. So you played the same thing we did.
Yeah, but people have abilities, different things they can do. Some of them are really good at knocking people out. Some people are really good at moving and shooting with the ball. Some people are more sort of control or passing abilities onto other people.
Taking control of your bloody players.
Yes.
Some are debuffers. Stopping other people taking control of your players.
Yeah.
I need you to fix that model again because a different bit of it broke and I might cry.
Fantastic.
That's probably, on one hand, the model's lovely because they come in barely any pieces. Ready to put together, and they're very nice models. They look lovely, but they're metal, and they're a bit snappy.
Well, yeah, they're a bit. They needed pinning. We needed to do lots of pinning.
Yeah.
So again, a bit like Malifaux, not something for people that are brand new to modelling stuff.
I don't know. I feel less daunted by their models than I have done for Malifaux.
Malifaux are probably the most daunting models I've ever put together. Game-wise, I think they're about the same. I was very confused when I first started playing Malifaux, and I was very confused when I was playing Guild Ball.
I think Guild Ball click quicker.
Yes, when I watched your game, I went, whereas with Malifaux, I'm still going, maybe move this?
You've played a lot more Malifaux than you have Guild Ball as well.
Yes, I've only played one game of Guild Ball, watched half of the game, and I'm pretty sure I could play a six-man team now quite happily.
Yeah.
I'm not put off by it. No.
I think part of that is because with Malifaux you had a objective, which is the centre line objective, hold the centre line essentially, but you also have 4 other objectives, and you pick 2 each. So you've got to manage your 3 objectives, plus figure out what the other 3 objectives of the other team are doing, plus all the 19 different things each model can do. And it made my head bleed slightly. Whereas in Guild Ball you go, I'm
going to score goals or beat people up. Or a bit
and they're going to score goals or beat my team up. So I know all I've got to do is manage what I'm doing, not go, what are they doing? I'm confused.
The teams have a lovely, same as Malifaux does, the abilities have got this lovely synergy between them. So characters play off against each other nicely, and it's clear where they're meant to ideally be placed, but they all balance very nicely.
I really like, you mentioned the models, I really like the models. Now, they are a bit pricey. They tend to cost a character model from another game system each. So you're looking sort of 8 to 15 quid per model. I mean, some of them are quite big. So I've got 2 7-man teams. So I've got like a spare person I can swap in and out, because I bought 2 teams because I love the demo game so much. And we've seen them about there. They were there last year.
I remembered them from last year going, that's interesting.
And they were at the Board Game Expo.
Which is where I saw them again and went, that's still interesting to me.
And finally caved, had a game, liked it, liked the system. They were very nice. I was quite impressed. They had people who appeared to be the actual creators there. One of whom had a Guild Ball tattoo on his arm. And I was like, well, he likes his game enough to do that.
Tattoo it on himself,
I like the fact that the woman I was speaking to, who's like one of the salespeople, was saying the 2 guys who created it have got a kind of little bit of a rivalry going on between the teams they like the best. Because one of them does all the fluff story side of things, so he's got his favourite teams that he's written a story about. The other guy's done the design work behind these teams. They both work together on the actual gameplay side of things, but I like the way this team looks and things like that, so they've got a bit of a competition going on between them, which I think seems to work quite nicely for that game, because it means they're playing off each other a little bit, which is nice. So they've I quite like the rule book is really nicely laid out. Actually, it's quite easy to find what you're after, which is always good, but it's got full of little stories, and you've got kind of the main story seems to be the rivalry between the fishermen and the butchers. But you've got other characters being involved there. But they've really brought the characters to life. They've got basically the rookie for the butcher team is one of the main characters in the stories. And there's a really nice story where they're getting changed about to play the fisherman. And he's quite young, and there's women in the team, and he's all nervous and embarrassed. He's trying to hide himself. Which I thought was quite
funny. It's quite sweet. And then the same character later on, I mean, he's just nervous. He's like, I don't quite know how I ended up here. I don't know what I'm doing. He gets attacked and they kind of accidentally kills one of the other team's players, and he's horrified, and he's like, oh my God, this guy's it's disgusting. And the guy who leads the butchers sort of comes up to him and goes, you're a stone cold, cold-hearted bastard, aren't you? Like, slaps him on the back, and he's like on the verge of bursting into tears because he's murdered someone, and they're like, oh, don't go near me, he's a psycho. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Some really nice writing in there as well, which isn't essential to a game, but it's nice. The same way in Malifaux, I like the background, and that kind of thing. So I've got a couple teams. I think other people are interested in getting involved. And I bought the pitch for it. It's just this rubber mat, and it's lovely, and it comes in a carry case, so you can carry it round, and it's just such a nice thing.
It's a very, very nice board.
I played a little 3x3 board, so it doesn't take up too much space.
I would say for people that are interested in playing medieval football with swords, which, quite frankly, if that was on TV today, I would watch football. You can download the rules and paper cutouts of characters to play your games without having to purchase.
I thought that was a really nice touch, actually. From their website, they've given stuff.
I like that. It shows confidence in their product.
So you can go on the website. We
were going to do that tonight, weren't we, Colin?
Yes, and then I forgot. And then I got my bag covered in Pepsi. So it's a good thing that I didn't get them printed out.
I don't know. I mean, it might have given them a nice kind of rustic, aged look.
Yeah, like parchment.
Or just slush.
Well, So Guild Ball, really excited. We're probably going to get some teams together once the Christmas spending's out of the way. Play a bit of a league and give you a longer rundown. But we're quite excited to about that. If you've got any tips or anything, please pass them on to me. Don't tell the others. I don't want them to win. Stop doing that noise, it's annoying. That sounded really cruel.
It did.
What do you mean on the podcast?
It's alright, they can't hear my tears.
Cry closer to the microphone. Yes, so that's one thing. I mean, that was pretty much the first thing we played when we got there, actually, wasn't it? The second thing we played, which was right next door, was a game called Devil's Run Route 666, which is a post-apocalyptic driving game. How do you know? You weren't there.
I wasn't there, but Route 666.
Yes, so...
God, it's like they made a decent title.
I know, right?
Quite a small-scale game. Is it about 15 mil or 12 mil?
I think it's 12 mil. It's the same size as Hot Wheels machines.
Yes, it is, because one of the things they were telling us is that you could use Hot Wheels cars in the game.
Yeah, you even still buy Hot Wheels.
Yeah, of course they do.
I love Hot Wheels.
Just get some new wheels and normal wheels and boil them up.
This is why. This is why we can't have nice things.
But one of the things they were quite insistent on was that you kind of customise and build up your own little. Use the cards essentially to support your game, but you can make your own little squads.
Is it things. Mad Max? The game?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a road that you put down the middle of the board, and that's your board. You play on it. Everything can only go forwards, so you can't turn around and drive the wrong way.
No. You're going at 60 miles an hour. You are doing that.
Although I slammed my brakes on and smashed up at both the cars in the very first move.
Because we could.
I was like, he's right behind me. Could I just reverse into him? Well, no, you're driving along, but you can slam your brakes on if you like. I was like, and then both cars nearly blew up. We had a car rammed off the road at one point, and it just got destroyed.
Excellent.
We ran over some guy on a bike.
Yes, we did. We rammed him off his bike and ran him over. That was good times. And then you've got your passengers can fire out and your driver can fire, but they're less accurate because they're driving the car as well. And you've got it's kind of like a conveyor belt. So you drive along, and when you get to the end of the road,
there's 3 blocks of road, sort of squares of road. And so when you get to the end of the last one, the first one gets moved.
Okay, so you put the first
anybody
road on
left on that piece
It's out of the race.
is out. Yeah, because if they're too far behind,
Yeah.
you run away from them.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And basically, your objective either is to destroy your teammates or
Destroy
as in
your teammates or
destroy the opponent's
Yeah.
teammates. Yes, I don't think there's anything quite that vindictive in there.
Yeah.
Fuck it all. Or get the objective, which they say is normally like aid packages and stuff like that, because it's set in post-apocalyptic America after nukes have gone off.
Does it get to be an oil tanker that
They've got
an Australian
big, they've got big oil tanker type things. in there,
Fantastic. So it is Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's Mad Max, the board game.
There's a
Card
British team though.
Well,
As it should be.
They're American, but they want to be British. They admire British culture, so they've got minis and Jags, and they look a bit kind of.
See, that's
Like James
I want a
Bond.
team
Yeah.
made of Jags. And,
poking a pipe with a top hat.
yes.
One of the is it a VW Beetle
Even
kind
though
of thing?
Jags are now
that
Indian,
model was
but-
beautiful.
Yeah.
Some nice models on there.
Okay.
And it's got
Customizable?
yes, apparently so. They had you get these bits and you can stick them on, or you can stick them on different models.
So you can
kind of
customise,
chassis and wheels, and then
There's
like spiky bits and stuff. I'd be really interested in trying to make the cars from Carmageddon, because I love the first Carmageddon game, and that the hedgehoggy one with the spike over the top. I always wanted one when I
That
was young.
does sound quite fun. Expensive?
I don't about £50 for the game. Now the thing that got me is it's kind of got it's part board game, but it's also part sort of war game.
Yeah.
And it's got a box which has got the rules and the board pieces and such like a board game. But the miniatures are resin, so they need sticking together, painting, and all that kind of thing. And it seemed to be kind of in an awkward in-betweeny place, which makes me worry for it for the future, because I'd be interested in having a go, but I'm just not sure how. Is it marketing itself as a board game? Is it marketing itself as a war game?
Yeah.
It has a campaign system where things can get better and you can get loot and
Hence the
things
stick.
like that.
Yeah, when the campaign's over though, and you've got these cars all built, do you have to buy new cars?
Yeah, you can play one-off games.
Game
and,
with your cars.
Yeah, the add-ons
You'd
and
have-
stuff you'd buy. So you play. The guy said $50,000 worth of stuff
Yeah.
and play your game like that.
Dollars. It's
Yeah, game currency is in dollars.
Okay.
Because there's been a nuclear war and everything's crashed down, but they still use dollars.
Of course they do.
I'm intrigued. I'd definitely play it again.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing out to pre-order. I think it's just been the Kickstarter has completed.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff we were playing with were still prototypes. They're not back from the printers, but they said they'd be looking to fulfil next month, and then so it should be out early next year.
Yeah. It would be interesting to play.
So one to look out for if you like the idea of post-apocalyptic.
That could be quite good.
Car chases.
Yeah.
It was quite unique. It was different to most games I've played. So that was Devil's Run Route 666. We also had let's go through all the things we had demo games of first.
Yeah,
we had a demo game of X-Corp,
Yes.
which... Have we talked to you about this, Colin?
No.
So, from the name X-Corp,
Yep.
what do you think it was? Have a guess.
I'm guessing some kind of corps, as in military organisation.
Yeah.
And the X probably meaning secret, so possibly X-Filey based, some kind of military unit being sent in to purge secret aliens or something like that.
Pretty much. Yeah, well done. Cool. Hey, round
Hey.
of applause. It's essentially XCOM, the role-playing game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although there were options to play civilians that get caught up in the alien invasion, which is what we plumped for.
Yeah, which was a nice touch.
Was a very nice touch. And I really enjoyed it.
I've always liked watching, sci-fi movies and then watching the random human run in the background and go, well, what's his story? No, get the main character out the way. I want to see Jeff running past there, the builder.
Yeah, it was quite fun. We just played some people who've been kind of
Caught up.
trying to escape right at the last minute for various reasons.
So it's a role
Trying to
play.
stay off it.
Yes, it's a role play game.
Yeah, RPG. Sorry.
Runs on, I think just D6 rolls, isn't it?
It was D6, which had some really nice mechanics.
Including you always roll what is called a wild dice.
Yeah.
So it adds to it adds to your score, doesn't it? Yeah.
One of the... So you
One of
have
the dice you
pools
roll.
of D6, so if you've got strength 3, you roll 3D6.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And add them all together. The wild dice...
You roll and add as normal. If it rolls a 6, critical success. It's brilliant.
You roll the dice again and add it on.
If If you roll a 1, critical failure, but it's only on that one wild dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if that 1 means that if you still pass, you might pass, but not particularly well.
Yeah.
Might injure yourself or somebody else. I think
Yeah.
I had whereas
Well, if you fail and roll a 1, so
that's a
you,
critical
all
failure.
added together, you still failed,
Yeah.
and it was a 1, then it's a critical failure, and it was really, really bad.
I was going to say, because I succeeded, because I was playing a paramedic character,
Yeah.
and I was trying to check over a woman in the car who'd
Yeah.
been injured after someone had fallen on top of it. And I succeeded the roll, because of obviously medical skills and things like that, but I'd rolled a 1 on the wild dice.
Yeah.
So I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
I kind of passed, so I knew she was still alive, and that doing certain things would probably kill her, but I wasn't 100% sure quite what was wrong.
Yeah, you
so
wanted to know if you could move her, and you were
Yeah.
like, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not definitely good, it's not definitely a bad idea either.
Yeah.
So it kind of, but you knew she was alive, and you knew that, so you
You could
got
help.
a success, but it wasn't a particularly good success.
Whereas if you'd failed and got the 1 on the wild, I'm guessing you probably would have moved her and then gone,
snapped
oh,
it.
she's dead.
Well, I then tried the opposite side. I then tried to persuade the guy's husband that we were going to leave her behind for the military to pick up, because they were sweeping in behind us and they had like a vehicle she could go in, but we
Excellent.
needed to move her out of the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? That's rubbish. Because it was the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a rubbish lie. And then I rolled a 6, then a 6, and then another high number. And yeah, he just went, I basically turned around and went, well, I've got the military's phone number. And convinced him that the military were on their way. So we ran off and left his wife behind.
Fantastic.
So
It's
it
nice
was...
to see humanity banding together in times of crisis.
Yeah, the system was quite nice in that it was different, but it had potential for some good dramatic
Yes.
moments, for some really undramatic moments when you fail,
Yeah.
which is always good. I think a roleplay game lives and dies on its background. And
Yes.
obviously we didn't really get into that too much, but the idea of playing civilians caught up in an alien invasion is quite cool.
I like that idea. We've played too many games where we walk in going, I am a space marine, and I already have a suit of power armour, and I'm already a murderer of worlds. Let's get it on.
Which
Yeah.
was how the guy who was doing the translation said about this, because Spanish game, is
Yeah,
I think?
yeah, it's been translated into French and that's been kickstarted into English.
And he said that was basically their main aim. So they wanted a game that you could play the big, powerful military people
Yeah,
who were
so-
going to do things and do the sneaky spy missions and the shoot these aliens things, because some people like that. He said, but they seem to really want people to play the civilian side of things, the
Yeah.
more just everyday trying to survive.
We were offered military characters or civilian characters, and we all chose civilian characters.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had a mix.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I quite like the idea. This is a role play we did a few years ago. The kind of prelude to Dark Heresy. It wasn't Dark Heresy at the time, where we played an Inquisitor band, and then we played the Space Marines once shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And I quite like that mix because you had the fun sneak around, being essentially humans going, ah, and then you got to play your power armored nut jobs who went, don't worry, we've got grenade launchers.
I had the heavy bolter that could cut people in half.
Yes.
If I killed someone with my heavy bolter, I got to roll again on the next person until someone didn't die.
Nice.
It's fun.
I had a power sword. That made a mess of everything.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was a 40k roll.
It was a 40K, yeah,
It
but
was
I-
using D20 because
yeah.
it was before. It was a long time ago.
It was before
About
Dark
9
Heresy.
years ago.
Oh god, yeah. But I still remember it as one of my favourite role plays because of that nice mix of going humans and tough military. We didn't
Yeah.
start as tough military.
So this looks like it's got the potential for you to pick and choose
Yeah.
2 different flavours of campaign from the same book, which is always good, gives you a bit of replay value.
Yeah.
It also, they were saying that there's the potential for your civilian characters, you know, they get caught up, they might be the sole survivors of a city, then get recruited by the military because they've actually seen the aliens and know something about them, and then they develop
into
that. So you can straddle from one into the other and go from being, I was a security guard, but they knocked down the shop I was working at and I had to run away.
Generally his character.
Yes, yeah, that was a character. To then being, you know, and then I got picked up by the military and they gave me a gun and now I kill people. And you kind of, it's got that kind of
on my shop. No one messes with Toys R Us.
Jeffrey. It's one dead giraffe. Did you ever buy a giraffe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Toys R Us, yeah.
Never understood why. But...
No, and he's gone from the face of the front of the stores
Yeah.
now. It just says Toys R Us rather than Toys Giraffe Us.
Toys do giraffes sometimes.
Sometimes they do.
We have to learn to live with
Sometimes they do.
it. So that looks really good. That's kickstartering now.
Yes. Yeah,
Probably.
there's some nice little packages open for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we're probably going to chuck some money at them.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's the intention. We're going to have a look after Christmas and...
Well, it runs until the end of this month, so...
Raid
So-
raid the penny jar and see
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
can find.
well,
I've
we've
just
got our-
kickstarted another campaign and I don't get paid till the 4th, so I have absolutely no money.
What did you kickstart, Colin?
Book.
Oh, book. No, don't talk about books here.
Yeah, books. You
rubbish.
talked about books and you bored everyone.
I love books. The best thing ever. It's like having friends, but they don't answer back.
Unfortunately, mine's a picture book, so there's not many words.
Is that because you can't do words, Colin?
I like pictures.
Oh,
Pictures, Brian.
very
I miss
nice.
audiobooks.
I miss audiobooks.
So they're the three things that we played big demo games of.
Yep.
Excellent.
And I'd just like to say the chap who ran us through the game of X-Corp was one of the best DMs I've ever
Yeah, he was
played with.
awesome.
Yeah,
Really got his
Really?
character properly. He was really interested in role-playing it with us.
Yeah, we didn't fire a gun at any point because we picked
Excellent.
civilians. We had basically a couple little encounters with NPCs,
Okay.
and it was really, really good. And yeah, we just sort of we role played together, and it immediately worked.
Yeah.
And that's normally quite awkward.
Yeah, because most systems...
Yes.
I mean, obviously, especially at these demo events, want to show the system off, and it did do that brilliantly
Combat.
as well.
Oh, we did play a different game. We played a game. We played another Far Future roleplay game.
Yeah.
In a spaceship,
Yeah.
and I wasn't 100% sure what was happening.
No, because we seem to jump straight into combat rather than anything else, which
Yeah.
was unfortunate because we played some other people who were interested in just playing a combat type roleplay,
Right.
Yeah,
which didn't.
a very, very, very angry man played a game with us.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the angry man that you mentioned to me?
Yes, yeah. Hyperactively angry, which is the worst kind.
It was angry in game, but it was odd. This is the thing. I mean, I find role playing there's so much of a. Sorry, Colin's.
This just has some kind of orgasmic cake that has just made a mess all over the table. Sorry.
If you keep putting me off, I'm going to put my finger in it.
Do you know what? That'd still be worth it. You could rub killer bees on it and I'd still eat it.
I left the killer bees in my other suit.
Fantastic.
I'm not wearing a suit. No, I've not worn a suit for a long time. Fight the power, punk rock. Yeah, we played another Far Future game, and it didn't stick in my mind because we just played a combat.
Yeah.
Well, not Far Future. X-Corp's not Far Future. It's probably out now.
Yeah.
But we played this game, and the combat was kind of interesting, and that had a nice little system, pools of D10s, bit World of Darkness-y.
Yeah.
There were some interesting things in there. There were also some bits that didn't really click.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of
Sorry, was this the game with the you can shoot a man but his force field takes the shot,
Yeah, 'cause
but
they're
you can
using-
run over and punch him?
Because they're using kinetic shields, so they're
Yeah.
basically treating it like Doom. So
It
if
makes
you shoot somebody,
sense, but it's still incredibly frustrating.
they've only got a limited amount of shield energy, so theoretically you're supposed to stay at a distance and shoot them until the shields go away. But yeah. Especially for like a sniper-like character, you get one shot and
I was
do that
rubbish.
20 times
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you actually do anything useful.
And then Jeff just runs over and headbutts him and he goes down.
It felt like it had potential, and you were playing Rebels. Really need to remember what this was called.
Why is it always Rebels, by the way?
Star Wars. Moving on.
Why can't we play the Empire? They can't all be that bad.
40k. Moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin. I know that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
For comic effect.
Yeah.
It just didn't stick because there was no role play, and role play is quite performative.
Yeah.
I find, and I find, especially because it's quite a public space, sitting there in the show hall, people can wander by, people can lean over, see what you're doing.
Yeah.
it was a bit tricky when there was one person who we didn't know dominating that. Right, really, they're really intense and being a bit too much, and it kind of put me off. And I became very aware that this guy was attracting far too much attention because he was sort of shouting and screaming and jumping up and down in his seat.
Yeah, right.
But we didn't really have that much opportunity to role play, which didn't give us much on the background. And essentially, you're just demoing me a combat system.
Yeah,
and combat systems are 10 a penny.
We've got a million combat systems.
Yeah. Whereas what I'm also interested in is how that interacts with theme and story and those ideas. And with X-Corp, that worked really nicely. We could see it had that kind of that feel that you might get really good at something, but you can still roll that one and mess up.
Yeah.
So your characters weren't going to be superhuman, but there was the chance to sort of train and get more dice and actually get good at something. I mean, my character was amazing at lying.
Yeah.
Was I?
You were a
journalist.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. No offence to any journalists listening.
We're going to get really bad reviews. We're going to get really bad reviews now. Yeah. But I couldn't really see how that worked in this other game, and so it just kind of faded from my memory. It was a combat that we did. And for me, combat isn't the most interesting bit of roleplay.
No.
I mean, we did that.
Break things up a bit, normally.
Yeah.
We did that at the UK Games Expo. We did you and me. We did a combat game.
We played Numenera, didn't we? Or was you talking about something else?
I'm talking about something me and you did. We both played characters with psychic powers. We played half of one team.
Yes.
Yes. Again, that was a fairly interesting combat system, but has obviously completely left Brian's mind.
I've got the book at home because I quite like the background from talking to them.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the one that was based, you're all kind of underground capsules or something?
Yeah.
You're like woken up and they went, oh.
Is it Spectre or Shadow Op or something like that? Children of the Cold War. I haven't opened it since.
Yeah.
I was a bit con happy and bought too much stuff.
You did buy all the things.
Yeah. I wasn't so bad this time. I was better than last time.
Yeah, alright, you were better than last time.
Because Christmas was coming up.
I'm not going to say you're bad, because it means I get to play with shiny things without having to spend anything. So.
Yes, excellent. Yeah, so what I want in a demo is some role play as well as some combat or something that lets us use the system. Mm-hmm. Just so you can see how the two work together and get a feel for what the game is actually like. I think we now spend more time role-playing our characters than we do playing combats as our characters in most of the games we play. I think one of the reasons we like Mutant Year Zero so much is that the combats are really quick and nasty and brutal, and quite a few times you guys have tried to talk your way out of fights because you know that bad
I can't remember the last time I was conscious at the end of a fight.
No. Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we also picked up Mindjammer by Modiphius.
Yeah.
Which I'm quite looking forward to playing. Written by Sarah Newton, who is a renowned genre author, who we met. It was very lovely.
She was.
And Mindjammer to me seems like it's a space opera toolkit. You can set it in the far future. Well, it's set in the far future.
Yeah.
It's got quite an interesting backstory involving you had sort of generation ships that were sent out generations ago, thousands of years ago, from Earth that kind of populated different planets and different systems. And then recently, Earth has finally developed faster than light technology, so they're now sending out faster than light ships that are then meeting these colonies that were sent out from Earth but thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
So they might have...
That's a bugger for the ships that have spent 2,500 years getting to that
Just
planet.
turn up on a planet and a new ship turns up. So,
Yeah, but you might have people that found a water planet, so they messed with their DNA and changed themselves to adapt to live in aquatic conditions.
And then the rescue vessel arrives.
You might find very different cultures that have evolved that don't fit with the dominant culture of Earth, which seems to be a kind of generic, slightly oppressive, fake utopia kind of feel to it.
As you get a lot.
Yeah, everything's fine as long as you do what we want you to do.
Yeah.
As long as you don't deviate. If you deviate, then that's bad.
Sounds like school.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's got that. It's got lots of potential.
yes.
and we're looking at running, because it's got lots of different directions you can take, and it's got a really nice guide to building your campaign, where you sit down, DM and players together, and the players will decide what kind of themes they want to tackle, what kind of aspects they want the campaign to have, whether they want to talk about transhumanism or being a revolutionary, like in Star Wars. Or being the fascist empire, like in 40k, or whether you want to be space traders, or whether you want to be gritty little nobodies on a far-flung Western planet.
Firefly.
Firefly, and it seemed like we could do lots and lots of different things.
Anything you could think of, almost, you could fit into that, into the universe some way, and it was built and formulated so that do all it.
Yeah, and it's got me really interested in giving it a go.
Like game for advanced role players, however.
Well, the system for actually running it doesn't look overly complex. It's not.
No, it's fate system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plus and minus dice in essence.
Yeah, you roll 4 dice. You've got a plus, a minus. Well, you've got 2 pluses, 2 minuses, and 2 blanks.
Yeah.
And then you might modify that by skills and things like that. That aspect seems quite simple. You define your characters by aspects.
Yeah.
So you give them little hooks that can be, I've talked to the DM, I want to take life's not fair as an aspect. So that might give me a bonus to shrug off something bad that's happened to me. Because I'll be like, life's not fair, just get on with it.
Yeah.
But it might mean that bad things happen to my character at the DM's discretion because life's not fair.
Yeah.
So bad things happen to me. So it's got kind of a double-edged role-playing tool, which I quite like. And when you build your characters, you sit down and you interweave the other characters into your backstory.
Yes, that was it, wasn't it?
It's really nice.
You develop kind of a basic background. Well, my character did this during this point period during their life. The next player then goes, okay, well, I met them during this point and did this with them. So you have a history, and then they could disappear off and disappear away from each other. But you've chose 2 characters then have an interlink for you to start your game with.
Yeah.
So you're encouraged to then help develop somebody else's character all the time.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so that kind of developing, I love that kind of stuff to try and get that backstory into the game. Players involved in nailing down what the campaign is like.
Yeah.
And full of far future technology and spaceships and laser guns.
Living spaceships.
Yes, so Aaron wants to play a living spaceship.
Yay. Sorry.
That's all right.
An obsessive Shippusang kind of thing. And
So I think we're going to live on Aaron. I think that's as much as we've decided for our campaign so far.
Yes. It's the only way I can be large.
Well, this is the problem with too much choice.
Yes.
Almost. Just to say, make a sci-fi character, I could go, right, I'm going to make someone who doesn't trust artificial intelligences. At which point the DM could turn around and go, yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, but artificial intelligence have been integrated into all computer systems for the last 6,000 years, at which point my character is, well, stupid. Because it's redundant. I've gone, well, this isn't something, I can't stay away from it all because it's integrated into everything. So
Yeah, but that just means that you need to pick a new character idea or make that character work somehow.
Yes.
So why do you dislike AI? Is it because AI killed your mum?
I think it's
You could
definitely
have come off
something.
for a planet where there was only one AI that did bad things. Yeah, there's. Yeah, I don't get what you mean though. It is. There's so much.
When you've got
there.
so much choice, you end up just sitting there going, "Well, it's like asking your wife what you want to watch on TV. What do you want to watch?
Load up Netflix and go.
Yeah, you go on Netflix and
God,
go.
There's just too much stuff.
What do you want to watch, dear? And she goes, "Don't know. What do you want to watch?" Half hour later, we're still arguing.
Yeah, you've watched the menu scroll.
Yeah,
basically.
we've watched the menu scroll for half hour.
Yeah, so there is a thing about having too many options, but I mean, I've got some specific ideas, you've got some and then you work together to do it. So it's the kind of thing where you take a session to
plan. A
work
bit
out
like
what
we
we
did with Mutant.
Yeah.
I think the first session we sat there and went, right, we live here.
Yeah, this is what happened. This
And
is
it's
what
made out of
happened.
this. And then Brian took it all away from us.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
That's why it's not allowed to be DM anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have a go at that.
Yeah, I am definitely as well. I like the variety. You know?
I haven't seen the system. I trust your judgment on the system working.
He bought dice for it, so it's got to be good.
Bought dice for it.
I might have just been convention happy.
I've always been slightly concerned by sci-fi systems, only because when I get shot by a pew-pew laser, I want the pew-pew laser to do more than take a fraction of my hit points off.
It's the same problem you got with modern games, though.
Yeah.
But I will see how the system goes. I'm looking forward to playing it because I trust what you guys say.
It's a throwback to the... I mean, it was deliberately designed to reference and to bring back the feel of the old 80s sci-fi games.
Oh, yeah.
So it might be a little bit kind of heroic.
Well, if it's like an 80s sci-fi, then all the enemies will miss. And that I can deal with. I can deal with not being hit. It's when I get hit and go, well, that was like a paper cut. I'm going, no, it's a death laser. Death laser should... No.
Well, death laser should do death.
Death laser should do death.
It's like if the Death Star fired and, blew up one continent, you'd be like, no, all
rubbish.
the continents. The Death Star.
Yeah, exactly. The DM rolled a 1. No, re-roll it, damn it. I want you to kill me.
Roll to hit the planet. Oh, you missed. Probably not going to happen. Yeah, so looking forward to playing that.
Yeah.
Very good. And the lovely Sarah Newton did a great job of explaining what was going on and getting us excited. And basically saying, do what you like, but here's some ideas.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I like that.
Yes.
She didn't want to pen us in, but she didn't want to overrun us away.
Oh, she's the dystopian future. Do what you like, but we prefer it if you had these ideas.
Damn you, Newton!
There you go. I cracked it. I am the rebellion. Fantastic.
Anything else you wanted to talk about from Dragonmeet? Because I kind of led this so far.
Well, I mean, I mostly followed people around because
I
didn't have any money.
Oh.
But no.
That's part of the reason I'm almost glad I didn't go, because I'm in the same boat as you and have absolutely no cash, and I would just walk around with my head down going, meh.
Yeah.
But I was so interested in Mindjammer that I found money to help invest in it. Though I haven't been able to look at the book yet.
I would have had to sell a kidney.
I haven't been able to look at the book yet, just in case he's listening.
Yes.
I know he's planning the whole campaign, but I want to look at the shinies.
Yes.
That's why I don't share. Sharing's for suckers.
That's true.
Punk rock. Sorry. The other roleplay game I picked up while I was there was The Laundry Files.
Yeah.
Based on the Laundry series of books by Charles Stross, who we both said hello to at the very recent Edge-Lit.
Sledge-Lit.
It was at Sledge. It was also at Edge-Lit last year. Yeah. Writers' convention in Derby.
Colin was looking massively confused. He's never heard of Charles Stross or the Laundry Files.
Excellent. So it's a great time to go for it, because we were talking about paranoia, and you guys seemed interested in playing something funny.
You can't love a bit of paranoia or something funny. You can't.
That's what they want you to do.
Yes, you can't have gritty realism all the time, because I'm sad enough in my real life, let alone.
So, The Laundry Files is the roleplay of the books. The books are basically James Bond meets Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I can't see a bad thing. That sounds marvellous to me.
But with a nice touch of British cynicism and bureaucracy. So you work
better.
You work for the Laundry. The Laundry's job is to mop up all the secret, occult, horrible things that could cause the end of the world and stop them happening.
Excellent.
There is such a thing as magic, but it's just really, really advanced mathematics.
Yes, which is lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's
the reason
we don't understand, basically.
Yeah, the backstory is
we get it. It's just this is very complex.
Yeah.
It's just
and
hard to
you're
do.
not allowed to do it. You get told you get
your
hard drive wiped.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
A lot of the accidents that they reference, I think, in the first book are basically by mathematicians in university offices writing things on chalkboards, accidentally opening hellholes towards.
Oh, one of those type of magic things.
Which worked really well for Cthulhu, because H.P. Lovecraft characters were quite often academics delving into things they shouldn't.
Yes.
You had non-Euclidean geography and that kind of thing.
Word. Can't pronounce it, but I love it.
Non. So
it gives you the easy bits.
yeah. So you work for the Laundry. You do these kind of things. You go out as a field operative. You might have a desk job.
Yeah.
That's like you might be the IT guy. which is the chap from the books.
Yeah.
I've only just started reading the first book, but it has made me laugh.
Yeah, it's. But it can be incredibly dark at the same time. When it wants to be.
Well, like any good comedy.
Which again is what I thought. Paranoia, the humour's quite dark humour.
Yeah.
We quite like that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought it seemed ideal for us. It would scratch my Cthulhu itch until the new edition of Cthulhu comes out.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu comes out next year,
Cthulhu
hopefully.
can be very, very bleak as well. I mean, the last campaign we did.
Well, yeah.
I stopped it because we were all sad.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I genuinely wanted to kill our friend. I spent... Because I tried to kill James' character.
Yes.
And I really,
Which is why he hates you.
really wanted him dead. Yeah, it got a bit sad.
Yeah.
Let's not play Cthulhu for a while.
Yeah, but this has got a similar systems, but with that dark-edged humour, modern-day setting, and kind of Mickey taking sort of bureaucracy and geek jokes and geek culture built into it. So I'm really looking forward to having a go at that. At some point, I bought a book of adventures, which means I don't have to make anything up.
Excellent.
Because I don't really have the time.
Working stuff out for yourself is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you just want people to do it for you.
Yeah.
Punk rock. Yes. So we're going to play some of that.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
And the last thing we picked up I picked up anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said we
I picked up,
Brian spend all the money.
Shush.
Just in case.
No, they'll come to where
Aaron's
I live and take my
wife is
things away.
listening.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Want to reassure her that there was no money spent.
Was a board game called the Amberden Affair.
Yeah.
Which I first saw on a web series. I've forgotten the name of it. I'm terrible today for names. Not on tabletop. It was on a web series run by the creators of Cards Against Humanity. It was a board game making competition.
All right.
And it was one of the board games on there. It then got kickstarted off the back of that. It didn't win the series, but it did quite well.
Yeah.
It's been kickstarted, and it was a bargain.
Yeah.
So I picked it up, and it was really good. I really enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
One of you guys want to waffle for a bit?
Yeah. Okay. It is Cluedo, the prequel.
That's real-time Cluedo.
Real-time Cluedo, the prequel. You are playing servants.
At Amberden Manor.
Amberden Manor,
House.
who is staging a
Posh people play.
posh people party.
Yeah, it's sort of
what we regard
20s,
them as.
30s feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you play some butlers.
And you have different guests. You had the general, lady
blue dress.
Lady blue dress. They're colour coded, and what you have to do is you have to collect orders from the
Head butler.
And then you go to the various sections of the rooms. You've got like the cloakroom, the desk, the bar.
Yeah.
Collect items that correspond to those orders.
Yeah, so it might be the Duke wants a martini. So you go to the bar, you pick up a martini, you go to the Duke, you put it down.
Yeah.
Or you might find the general's lost his monocle, in which case you've got to search.
You've got to go. You've got to run round and find it.
The ones that are worth more points are the ones that are randomised. So the martini's always at the bar, but the general's monocle could be anywhere because he dropped it.
I found his walking stick in the desk once. I'm not going to ask how that got there, but he's a general, he's allowed.
Yeah, wooing Lady Blue Dress.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case in most sort of games.
So and it's all done in real time.
So you get a certain number of actions each turn, and you basically go, and each player takes the right number of actions. So it might be you move to the bar, that's an action. You then going to pick up the martini from the bar, so you pick up the deck, look through, take the martini, put it down, and then you might move again.
Yeah.
What happens is everybody reaches out for their pawns at the same time. Yep. 2 or 3 of you go to the same place, and then you squabble over who gets to pick up the deck of cards first.
Yep. Genuinely does happen.
Now, the reason for all this chaos is it's not just a game about delivering orders.
No, because that'd be really dull.
Yeah. it would be like work.
Yes.
The game. You are there, but
It's a Euro game.
It's a Euro game. Within
Joking, I like Euro games.
servants that you play, one of you is an imposter.
A miscreant imposter.
An assassin, basically.
To do dastardly deeds.
Yes, it is the imposters. These cards, you get a card either where you're a legitimate server or the assassin. This gets randomly dealt out to you on cards.
Yeah.
The assassin's job, yes, they can complete orders for points, just like everybody else can. However, they have an extra objective where they've got to murder everybody by collecting the correct poisons, which are situated in the various
randomised
parts of the room, and then give them to those people. So, for example, I think the general, you give him a Bloody Mary, I believe, which is poisoned with cyanide.
You give him cyanide.
Yeah.
There is Bloody Mary in there.
Oh, there's that's why I got confused. You give them poison, and if the poison is still on the characters at the end of the game, at the end of that round, then they die, and you get lots of points because you've assassinated.
So the more people you poison, it kind of multiplies the points, and you do much better. But there is a system.
There is a system
where you can fight back. Not only as servants can you go and pick up the poison and run off with it, thus making yourself look really suspicious to the other players because nobody knows who the other person is. And there's some cards that let you look at what people are carrying or what orders they've got in their hands to try and see if their actions are matching their orders. Sorry, I've forgotten the start of that sentence.
There's a system.
There's a system of rumour tokens. Thank you. So you might play. You might have an inkling that Aaron's been acting a bit dodgy. I think it's him. So you might throw a rumour token in at the end of each of the round. All the players can throw them in. The miscreant imposter might throw them in so they don't look suspicious if everyone else is throwing them in. Yes, Colin.
Utter sod.
Colin's really good at lying.
Lying when we're not paying attention to him, I think, is probably more.
Yeah, he's just really sneaky.
Well, it's because I was acting stupid.
You're like a slippery member of the Fisherman's Guild.
That says a lot about how we treat you, really.
I realised I was going... Well, it was when I went, I've taken the cane to the general by mistake. I know, I'll get it out. And then picked the deck up, took the poison out.
And none of us batted an eyelid.
No. So you're either going to have 10 rounds, but if you get enough rumour tokens down, you can end the game before that. You then have to accuse someone secretly, reveal who you've accused. If you've accused the actual miscreant imposter, you get loads of points, they lose points. And the more rumour tokens you've got, you multiply the bonus by that. So if you've only played one because you were hedging your bets, you'll only get a little bit. If you played 3, you'll get 3 times as many points.
But however, the wrong person.
If you get the wrong person, then you lose loads of points. And I was in the bizarre position of I knew exactly who the miscreant imposter was.
God, I was confused at this point.
Yes, I knew exactly who the miscreant imposter was, and I wanted the game to end before she could carry on poisoning people because that's bad, and she's gaining more points. However, I say the game, the round, because you do this 3 times, you then divvy it back up, you reset the game, you play 3 rounds, and you add up the points over the 3 rounds, which is nice. It's not like if you mess up a round and get caught, then you've still got 2 other rounds to make up the points and things like that. I knew who it was because I followed them somewhere. Accidentally, they went somewhere I needed to go. And I went over, they put a card down, and I went, I've got a spare move this turn. I'll just look at what's there. And I knew which card they'd thrown down. I went, that's the poison, right, I know who it is.
Which there's nothing in the rules that says you can't do that. It encourages you to watch other people. The problem is, there was 5 of us all putting our hands in at once going, stuff and move and things.
And then you're trying to work out who was there. I lucked out a little bit. Then nobody else would. So I threw all 3 rumour tokens in, and nobody else would play. Nobody else would do it.
No, because we had been paying attention to our own things, going,
If I just turned around and said, look, I definitely know it's this person,
I would have presumed you were lying.
Yeah, people might think I'm lying, which is good. But if everyone believed me,
everybody else gets loads of points.
Everyone else would just throw 3 rumour tokens in, end the game, and then we'd all get the same number of points, which means I'm not getting any extra points. Makes it pointless because, I want to win. So what I did is I quite blatantly and quite openly put the poison back. in such a way that everyone then thought I was the poisoner, ended the game, and then accused me getting no points, and I then accused the real poisoner and got quite a lot of points.
Yeah.
The poisoner got some points back.
Because someone had been poisoned.
Because someone had been poisoned. If they don't poison anyone,
They get
get nothing. So I did help them gain some points, but overall the net gain on everyone else was still far in my favour.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I would have won if it wasn't for that.
And the chaos of it, the fact that everyone's doing their stuff at once, and you're trying to make sure that you get the right stuff, and you're trying to, because people kept going, "Oh, has anyone seen the walking stick?" And you go, "No," and then you keep the walking stick. You can only carry two things at once. But you can really mess with... we were getting to the point where Colin would go and deliver the General's Bloody Mary, so I'd just walk over and pick it up and walk off with it, because I didn't want him to get the points for it.
Yeah.
What we had the last game, I went looking for one of the randomised... Well, no, not even one of the random one. One of them was a set location. One of the other players had picked it up and moved it somewhere else just out of spite.
So you couldn't find it,
Yeah.
and then you get penalised for not completing the orders.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways to mess with people, and it's so chaotic. It took us a couple goes to get into it.
Yes, it's something you have to get through the first round.
The first
and then
round-
go, oh, now we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're playing hyperactive children.
Yeah.
The board game.
You do need to be able to trust the other people, because if someone really wanted to win, they could just take extra goes, because no one would know, because they're doing their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what's the point of playing a competitive game? I don't understand that mentality.
Well, no.
I genuinely don't get that, but that's me.
You wouldn't play with those sort of people anyway, theoretically.
Yeah. But apart from that, so it's open to abuse, but actually played as a thing, it played together.
There was some...
I really enjoyed it. It was really different. The fact that everyone's moving at once, so you're not all looking at Jeff, because it's Jeff's go and he can't think what to do.
Yeah.
I might also suggest that you put like a 3-minute timer on each round or something, because there are a couple times where one person was left at the end dithering a little bit.
Yeah.
But mostly, you're trying to get your stuff done before someone can pick up the thing and run off with it.
Yeah. Oh god, I remember my last turn. There's a lot of fun moments and fun memories you'll get from it. When I realised I put the poison on the General, realised that our friend was going to pick up the pile and check it, fully well knowing
In the next round,
So I
next
had to
turn.
very quickly, having magically managed to lie to everyone by acting stupid, I dropped the cane in there. I managed to pick up the pile, take my poison off, put the pile back. She then checked the pile, no poison, so walked off. So I then put the poison back on the pile and then walked off, and somehow managed to get away with that.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun to do when you're going, God, if it only takes one person to spot me and I'm doomed.
Yeah. Which is great, because when you're playing the servant, you feel overworked.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to do two things at once. You're trying to complete your orders and get your points. You're also trying to look out for the other person.
Yeah.
And you're also trying not to seem suspicious, but maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's three things, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you're busy, and it makes this party, it's just the board's quite nice, but it's got a little party drawn. It suddenly makes it feel a bit chaotic, like a big social gathering.
Like a big 1930s party.
And then as the miscreant imposter, well, the reason you're there is to poison these dignitaries.
You're a bit more calm, collective.
Yeah. But you're exploiting the chaos.
Yeah.
So, because that's why you're there. You're there to exploit that chaos. You're there to be like, well, it could have been any of the servants. It could have been any of us.
Yeah.
And no one knows who it was. So, the theme really, really clicks with the gameplay, which is always a massive bonus. And we've played a full game.
Played a full
Really
game.
enjoyed it. Going to play some more over the Christmas break.
There's only one problem I had with it. It's always me that has the problem with things. Yeah.
Whiny.
The poisoning a character, in the 3 games we played, I was the miscreant twice, because apparently that's just in my nature.
Yes.
Poisoning multiple characters seems almost impossible, because everyone's running around either looking for the poison or trying to sabotage everybody else's moves. And I couldn't see a way. Now, I managed to poison one person each time. The General both times, actually. Or, as we decided, the General and his son.
Yeah.
Poor bugger. But I found the only way for me to do it was to run around, try and do some orders and collect some points, and then right at the very end, drop a poison on that character. Now, you can't do drop multiple poisons on multiple characters in the last turn.
can only hold
so
two
it seems
things.
very. I know it's worth a lot of points when you get poison everybody, but it seems really difficult.
I
to pull
considered
off.
it like shooting for the moon in Hearts, which I'm going to go to really traditional board games now.
Yeah,
but it's where you take in all the bad points from a game, which is incredibly hard to do, but you score a lot of points for it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily impossible. It's just
No,
supposed to be
I mean,
borderline.
poisoning one, I managed to do it, and it seemed quite simple. You just have to watch what everybody else is doing. But poisoning multiples, I couldn't quite.
No, none of it.
figure out how
Nobody
to do.
managed to do two.
No.
If people are, it can be done. I don't really want to tell you how I reckon I could do it though, because then that would give away.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll play another game of this at some point, and then we'll come back to this, and we'll see if Brian's little plan actually works.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So we're going to play. We'll get back to you. Listen at some future point.
Oh, well,
Actually, there is
Yeah.
one way I could think of doing it, which I will share, and this is the only way. This is what I was thinking earlier when you mentioned ending the game by getting everybody's votes in.
Yeah.
Is if you're charismatic or charming or beautiful enough, like myself, obviously, to convince everybody that Jeff over there is the bad guy, and you can force suspicion on him, so everybody votes in and immediately ends the game.
Yeah.
Then you can drop multiples of poison in the couple of turns before, because you're ending the game.
I will share.
Okay. Yep.
It might give people an idea of how the game works. So part of it is trying to end the game early. People will because you can look at what the different characters have been given.
Yeah.
It's just another item pile, so you can look at it. People weren't doing that until
Later on.
2, 3, maybe 4 turns from the end.
Yeah.
So you can probably drop the lady character, someone's wife.
Yeah.
You can poison her fairly early on. Then you've got 2 characters that are next to each other.
Yeah.
So in one turn, you've got 3 moves. So you can drop the poison on one, move, and drop the poison on the other. So you can get those 2. So you've got the 2 together.
That's why they're
That's
that close.
That's then the point that you want to try and end the game. Because I looked at it and went, but those 2 guys are next to each other. Not spread out.
Okay.
But that's deliberate, I think, so that you can get 2. So if you can get 1 down, get over the other thing, do the 2, and then go, it's definitely Jeff, look.
Yeah.
You've then got that chance there. So I think that's one way that I could see of doing it.
I mean, having said that, despite not poisoning multiple characters, I still came second.
Yes, yeah.
Out of 5 people, so it wasn't a bad run. And I'm not saying it's impossible, or you're just going to go, "Oh, I'm the spy, therefore I'm rubbish." Because you can win on points alone, and it is a lot of fun getting everybody to accuse Rob.
Yes, yeah,
Cool.
good. So yeah, really enjoyed the Amberden Affair. Any more words on Dragonmeet itself as an event?
Well,
We haven't really sketched it out particularly well. It's
basically like a big RPG convention, really. I mean, they've got
Think
some board
Comic-Con,
games then.
but with
Yeah.
games.
yeah, there were several thousand people there. The
really?
trade hall was what, sort of 60 or so different vendors.
Yeah.
From there were
bigger
some
than
indie.
last year, then.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. It seemed to have grown a bit. There were some giant games. We didn't even get round to the giant games last year. We looked at Giant Pandemic.
Yeah.
And there were some people playtesting games. This year we had some good chats with some different creators.
They had
people.
actual role-playing sessions.
Yeah, there's games that you could go, I really want to play this. I've not, especially if you like as you're getting old and you don't role play too much.
Yeah.
If your role play
Damn
group is split up, you
responsibilities
can
and
find
life.
a game of something, play it, and they had a nice variety of different things from Pathfinder to Call of Cthulhu, and kind of everything in the middle.
Basically, if you're a sad, geeky bastard like us, then it's a place to meet other sad, geeky bastards.
Yeah. There were seminars we didn't really go, and talks which we didn't really go to, but we did at the Board Game Expo a couple of those kind of things because it was over 3 days.
Yeah,
but
so
if you really like that kind of thing, they're still there.
It's almost a smaller version of the UK Games Expo, really. It's
like a condensed version. So
it's got as much stuff in it, but condensed in one hall rather than over 3 days.
Yeah, and it was a bit smaller, a bit more personal. You got to meet people who are involved.
Really talk with the developers of games and things like that. There's a lot of Kickstarter campaigns
going on,
advertising in there where they were demonstrating the games stuff. But you could talk to people that had made the games and get a real feel for what the games were like and stuff from them. Which is nice.
They had Cubicle 7 were sort of launching the Lone Wolf role-playing game, and I had a chat with the guy who wrote Lone Wolf, and then I wanted to buy the book and ask him to sign it, but I got scared and ran away. Not very good with people sometimes.
Hence the sad geeky bastard.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. It's really nice. It's fairly easy to get to.
Yeah,
it was literally 2 minutes walk from West Brompton Tube Station. West Brompton,
I think it was. Yeah,
yeah. Why not?
It's London. You can't miss it. It's that giant blot on the map.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely going to go again next year.
I
3 in a row.
will be joining you, and I would have finished university. I should have a job. I will have money to spend.
You could buy me things.
No.
Oh.
I'm going to buy things and then burn them in front of you. Because hopefully I'll have that much money.
You could take them to the dragon and the dragon could burn them.
Yes.
Unless he's asthmatic.
We did have... There was a charity auction at the end, which Brian's mentioned already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really nice. Yeah, they raised £2,500.
Which wasn't there the year before.
No, I don't think so. Oh, no, they had one.
It was, but it was done differently and we didn't see it.
We missed it.
There we go.
But we had there was a table of guys off to one side who were auctioning against each other and their own gaming group.
Fantastic.
So they were refusing to share their stuff with each other.
Yeah.
It was just fighting with each other and betting not betting. Because auctions are bets.
Yeah. I bet £17 that I will
Win.
buy this item.
Yeah. So that was quite nice. The whole day ran perfectly smoothly. Had no problems there. They've
Apart
got
from the lack of KFC.
that's not their fault. There's an anti-harassment policy, which was in the guide, which I like.
I read that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we joked about and then realised actually it does kind of need to be there.
Yes, we joked and went, society, blah, 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 blah,
We're
blah.
geeks, we don't touch each other. Oh, gee.
Yeah.
And then when we...
No, there have been some high-profile events.
No, that's been unfortunate.
Where things have happened. Never heard of anything happening there. They put
all.
a policy in place, so it's a nice, safe... I felt it was a safe space.
Yeah, nobody seems there's no aggression. Everybody's quite happy to chat with each other.
Yeah. And...
It's because it was inside.
That's true.
Yeah, and the charity auction, the items for the auction were donated by the various different companies.
Yeah.
So thank you to them because that's really nice of them. So it had a nice feel to the day.
Yeah.
Had a nice chat with quite a few very interesting people, and bought way too much stuff.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Apart from Aaron, who bought nothing. We promise. Nothing at all.
Not for you, anyway.
So yeah, that concludes our sort of Dragonmeet special, where we were basically just talking about what we did. Yeah.
Well, what you two did at Dragonmeet.
Yeah.
And
do. Sad face, Colin.
Or was I there?
Were you disguised as an asthmatic dragon?
Yes, I was. I was the asthmatic dragon.
What we've been quite interested in, because we've not done a lot of conventions. We've done a few.
Yeah.
We've done Dragonmeet, we've done
I've done a
Games Expo,
grand total of 2 in my life so far.
and we've done 3.
I've done 4.
Oh,
because
look at Aaron being the
You went to
social...
Comic Con.
I actually went to Comic Con once.
Oh, look at Aaron being the social person in the group. That's actually quite disturbing, actually.
Oh yeah.
We've done 3 writers' conventions as well.
Oh yeah. What? My God.
Writers
loads.
aren't people, Brian.
There are artists there, but no one talked to them.
Yes,
they're
because
all
artists aren't people either. Because they're just angry. They just do drawings. They're just angry.
Anyway, can I finish my sentence?
No, because I'm angry.
So, if there's any conventions going on that we're not aware of, which there's probably loads, if you'd like to meet us, we might be able to go along and say hello, have a chat.
Yeah.
Real life. We are real people.
And we aren't always socially awkward, so that'd be good.
No.
Really? Really?
Did you
One
write
of us.
Lone Wolf?
No.
Then we're fine. Yeah, it'd be quite nice to get out and about to a few more next year. So let us know. Let us know what you're going to. Let us know what you're looking forward to. And if you were there, let us know who you were. We might have seen you.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you very much. This has been Critical Twits. I've been Brian Ennis.
I've been Aaron Vinsky.
And I've been Colin Howard.
And until next time, bye.
Bye.